Brian Brain. I am Senate Chair of the Joint House Senate Water Committee. We are using this list as the sign-up sheet to speak for this afternoon. And really, one of the principal aspects that we're trying to do today is to take public comment, public input on any of the water comments, water suggestions that are going on. We want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity for input on the future of water in the state of Oklahoma. I'd like to introduce a couple of people, if I may, members of the Senate Committee. One, we've got Ms. Susan Paddock, or Mrs. Susan Paddock from Ada. We've got State Senator from Ada, excuse me. We also have State Senator Jerry Ellis, who covers this area from Valiant, Oklahoma. We've got State Senator Eddie Fields from Pawhuska, who last I saw was on the phone having to take care of a personal matter. Once again, my name is Brian Crane, and I'm State Senator from Tulsa. Before we go any further, I would like to, just lost it. I saw Representative R.C. Pruitt here a few minutes ago. R.C. Representative, great to see you. He serves on the House portion of the Joint Committee. With that, what we would like to do is we've got probably, looks like maybe a dozen or more speakers. I'd like to take about 5 minutes for each speaker. If you need a minute or so extra, we'll be happy to give you that minute, but please make that minute a worthwhile minute. There are some names here that I don't know that I can read what you wrote, let alone pronounce, so if you see me stumbling, if you can help me, that'd be great. But we're first going to start with Pete Moran. Ms. Moran, would you like to lead off?
Well, I would just like to say...
Ms. Moran, I don't know that anyone can hear you from there.
I want to come down there, I'll stand there.
Okay. And if Ms. Moran wants to stand, if anyone cannot hear her, you raise your hand, and that'll let Ms. Moran know to speak up.
I can talk loud. Believe me. I would like to start off saying that I don't know who set this time at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it was apparently well planned. Because as you can see, we are elderly people. And our young people in southeastern corner of Oklahoma, I don't know about where you come from, but they work at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So therefore, they're not able to come and voice their opinion and their concern over the sale of our water. And it needs to be set, the next meeting needs to be set where the people that are out there working and paying salaries can come and voice their opinion on what goes on with their water in McCurtain County. Actually, southeastern corner of Oklahoma, to most part of the state, are considered country bumpkins. Well, I can assure you, these country bumpkins are not dumb country bumpkins, and we are proud of our water in Oklahoma, in southeastern Oklahoma, and we don't want to sell our water.
Thank you, Ms. Moran. Ms. Moran, I'm going to take a privilege here. Anybody that wants to write this name down as to who made the decision on when and where we were going to meet, I'm going to give you the guy's name right now. And if you want to, if you want to get with me afterwards, but the guy's name is Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Crane, C-R-A-I-N. He's a short, fat guy. Last time I saw him, he was wearing a coat and tie and was standing in front of the lectern right here. I was the person, just a moment, Ms. Moran, I'll respond. I was the one that made the decision on when we were going to hold this meeting. Purpose for it, quite honestly, was purely economic. The state Senate, with the budget crisis, we've had to furlough people. We've had to have reductions in force on our personnel. We can't afford to have our staff stay overnight. We don't feel it's proper to ask them to come down at 6:30, stay till 10, and then drive back in the middle of the night. We don't think that that's fair. We don't think that it's safe. So, from that aspect, the only time that we could have this was either the morning or the afternoon. We thought that it was probably better to have it in the afternoon. If anyone has a complaint with that, that's a complaint that they have with me. I certainly understand and sympathize with the concern that Ms. Moran voiced, and I've heard that from others. But there is no great conspiracy about this. It was my decision, and while some may not be satisfied with the reason, that's the reason we did it. With that said, Ms. Moran, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, I do.
Can you speak up?
I just wanted you to know why. It's all elderly people here, or retired people here, most of them, and that the reason why we don't have young people here at our meeting is because they are working.
Okay. I think the next person is Jimmy George. Am I anywhere close, Mr. George?
Folks, my name is Jimmy George, and I've lived here my whole life. I was born in Iveville in 1949. I watched them pave the roads. I watched them bring telephones in. Whenever I first moved up here to Hochtown, it was about 25 years ago, and I established Beaver's Bend River flows. Bought it from that man sitting right there, Cecil Hicks. He had to co-sign the note because the banks wouldn't loan you money on blue sky. Tourism was just never happened. Ain't ever gonna be no money in tourism. Folks, it's turned into a $500 million business in this county. Third largest industry in the state. Thanks, gave me time to get my breath. But I've watched land up here go from $500 an acre to $30,000 an acre. And it's because of the lake and the rivers. And the beauty part of the lake and the river is everybody's talking about selling or taking the water because it's excess and unused. We have the best of all situations here. We're selling the water to people that don't take a bit of it with them. We're selling them memories of our water. $500 million a year. Memories of the water. When the tourists come here, the one thing I hear more and more all the time, been here 25 years, folks, we drove by lakes a lot closer to our house to get to here because this is so beautiful. And I tell them, yeah, I know God lives right down the road from me. He don't live at my house, but he lives right down the road. It's his summer house. This is where he comes to get away. And there are a lot of people from Texas that do the same thing. They come here to get away. And if this water disappears, one of the biggest industries in this county is finished. And we will not, I don't know what we'll do. This place will just dry up and blow away. The forestry industry is shutting down and moving on to other places, getting smaller all the time. They shut down they shut down several places around here. There's a lot of them. But the tourist industry keeps growing. And they keep building houses. And we keep building. Hochtown grows every time you look up, there's a new business coming into town. And folks, that's what we need. We need an industry here. People say, well, the recession's got us killed. No. The way the tourism industry works is this. If times are bad, we have the same number of people. We just have a better clientele of people. The people that would go to Colorado or Jamaica come here instead because it's closer, it's cheaper, and it's just as pretty. And we have everything that those other places do. And that's all I've got to say. People, we can't afford to be without water. And anybody that wants to take our water, the way they used to do it in the old days was if somebody stole your water, you went and rounded up all your buddies and loaded your guns and went and got your water back. We can't do that anymore. All we can do is sue.